right? The article. I mean, this is public information. You bought Beeple's piece for $777,000, right?
Yeah.
Bro,
Now that's
shit my pants.
That is literally putting putting your mouth or your money where your mouth is.
Right?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
full months.
That's like that kind of money is insane.
He just lost his mind.
Yeah, to the average person, that's a lot of fucking money, right? So explain to us and like the audience, like what was your mindset?
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Genius Brain Podcast. I have Edric here with me on the left.
Footsie buddies.
Hey man, hey man, this will grip my toes with his toes. That shit was a good grip, bro. Hey man, that feels so uncomfortable. It's like when somebody shakes your hand and they do that little finger thing.
What?
You know when they do this? Shake my hand, they go like this.
What the fuck?
Wait.
No, I never got that before, bro.
You never had that?
No.
Oh,
Who's doing that to you, bro?
Dude, you ain't gay enough, bro. You're not gay enough.
Oh man.
Well, recently there has been a very interesting turn with cryptocurrency, and I don't know shit about it.
Well,
I know
cryptos and NFTs.
NFTs. We're going to go into that
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
Like, so obviously, you know, if you've been on Reddit or anything else, stocks, cryptocurrency, and now there's something called NFTs that are involved. So we actually brought somebody here that can explain to me because I'm a fucking idiot. So
Hey, we're both noobs here, you know?
So why don't you introduce yourself to everybody, what you do, and basically what you're known for? Because Edric actually sent me an article about you. Right?
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I showed him the remember I was telling you, like, I came across that Beeple article.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
when it, like, he was making those moves, and then I showed Dave that, and Dave was like, what the fuck?
I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Did you like send it at the time when it like recently happened, or was this
Not too long after.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not too long after.
Gotcha.
But then I think like there was kind of a stream of articles that were coming out over a course of days. You know,
Right,
as that information started to make its rounds, and then people were kind of finding out for the first time like what NFTs are. And then even if they find out, they're like, what the fuck? I still don't get it.
fucking know.
Yeah, I still don't
Right.
understand.
So why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Tim. I got into NFTs quite recently actually, but in the past I'd been in crypto. This was back in 2016 before kind of like the bull run, and working at a bank at the time. But not exactly like proud of that, I guess. Like, 'cause,
Why?
I don't know. There's a lot of shady shit that happens in banks, right?
Yeah.
So,
Great old American finance system.
yeah,
you know?
exactly. And like, but I love my job though. Like,
Mhm,
my boss and my teammate, it was a good experience. Like,
Yeah.
really kind of like setting my foundation.
Yeah.
And like software development. And
Oh, the software development within the bank.
yeah.
I
yeah.
see.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
So that goes, because I remember you were telling me you were both a finance and computer science major,
Yeah,
right, in
yeah.
college.
Mhm.
I see. So
Yeah,
that's
so it was
how
like a
played into
good, like
it.
kind of like blend.
It's a very specific job.
Yeah. So I was kind of like making the visualizations for like the stock trades and like being able to create the database
wow,
and like when
okay.
it hit the exchanges and
Yeah,
stuff. So
yeah.
it
So
was
you're
pretty
coding
cool.
all of that.
Yeah. But like I wasn't doing like the hard stuff. I was
Mhm.
doing mainly like the UI and kind
Okay,
of like
okay.
connecting it with the whole database team and
Mhm.
stuff. So yeah, it was a great experience, but I kind of like got into something that was the hedge of it in a sense. Like
Right.
I got into cryptocurrencies, which is kind
Yeah.
of like the antithesis of like banks in a
Right.
sense.
Right.
I mean, just because I want to break it down for people who don't know, which is I'm talking about myself right now. But like, what exactly is crypto, right? Because
Yeah.
I think we're at a position now where, especially now online, a lot of kids say things that they don't know what the fuck it exactly is, and I happen to be one of those kids. So what is crypto exactly?
Yeah, so like I think a lot of people currently think of it as like a stock, but it's a lot deeper than that. Like the fact that you can kind of like own it yourself that's like kind of the paradigm shift,
Mhm.
because like nobody owns like the
Right. The fact
network
that it's decentralized.
yeah, exactly.
That's
the
the
fact
key
that
thing.
it's decentralized and
Yeah.
like using a traditional bank, like they kind of they have servers and stuff that they like keep all the records and everything, and
Mhm.
like a black swan event, something can like come and just like destroy like I don't know the servers. Like banks get hacked too,
Yeah.
like,
Right.
Mm.
but like cryptocurrency, it can't really get hacked because of the nature of it.
Right.
So it's basically like a ledger. So like say one account owns 10 Bitcoin and then another account owns 30, right?
Mhm.
And then but it's basically just recorded, and then every single computer that has this database, then they all share it.
Right.
And so like if one computer says, oh, this account that has 10 has 0, but the rest of the network says it has 10, it's just not true, because the rest of the network agrees that that's not true.
Right.
And so and then back to the ownership point, like basically the number that you have publicly, that's kind of like you have like an address, like a wallet, right? And so at your wallet address, your public address, it'll say that has 10, and then you have a private address, a private key, which you use to access it.
Right. Right.
And if you lose that private key, you are fucked.
It's like a 50 character code or something, right? Like
So, but there are ways to really make it safe. So it's like, you kind of get like 24 words that you can use to recover it. But the way that you really keep it safe is you copy that, you like write it down, and then you give it to like your family member, who like will you trust, like with your life.
Yeah.
Don't lose that thing. I'm talking from personal experience.
Right. But that's more so when people store it into like the wallets, right? These digital wallets, where that code really comes into play. If you're just trading on an exchange, or you just leave the coins on those exchange, you don't necessarily need that. You just need your login information.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
So it's like kind of like a mix between a bank and doing it yourself. They kind of like have custody of your stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And so,
or you could also even do cold wallet, right? Cold storage. You could put it onto like a USB drive, and then that way you just
that's so
transfer it over, and you protect that shit with your life.
Yeah, it's like, who do you want to do you want to kind of like have control over your own funds, or would you rather give it to some other entity, which is pros and cons for both.
Right. The ironic thing is like me hearing about people storing the cold storage at their deposit boxes at the banks. So like you're holding the cryptocurrency at a traditional, institution. But I think that's kind of like one thing to really distinguish, though, is like between exchanges and wallets, right? Of like how you hold and how you own and how you trade cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, for sure. And in the US, like the Coinbase is pretty nice, because if they get hacked, they actually insure. I think it's like $250,000.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Just like the FDIC insurance.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, so if you have money within that range, maybe it's okay. But like I personally, I like the idea of kind of like taking ownership for yourself, and I think it's a really cool experience. So maybe even like just with like $100, like it'd be cool to just kind of say, oh, like this is like the key to $100, and then and then that feeling is different than.
So did you make like your living off of cryptocurrency as of right now? Is that what you do?
Yeah, I guess that is the case, I think, because like I was working at a bank, but I had like $8,000 in savings, and I just threw it in
everything into it.
Yeah, and I also took out a loan, which is I do not recommend.
Wow,
but like,
you
it was just
you were that gung ho about the crypto movement.
Yeah,
to the point where you were willing to take out a loan.
Yeah,
what was the amount of this loan?
It was like 12,000. So like in my head, I was like, okay, like I'm saving like 8,000 like in around a year. So like if I take out this loan, and I currently like my job and like what I'm learning and like what I'm doing, if I take out a loan and I lose it all, then another year of work is maybe not too bad. So that's kind of why I took out that loan. It wasn't a huge loan. It wasn't like $100,000. Right. Take out a mortgage. I do have a friend who took out a mortgage, and I was like, bro,
holy
you crazy.
Shit.
Yeah.
You crazy.
You crazy then. Now it's like, you crazy rich, bro.
Yeah, and I've just been fortunate that, crypto really went up, and I've just kind of been sitting on it, been able to quit my job and work on my own passions and develop the own things that I wanted to do.
So when people get into crypto, right, like in terms of like making a living, do you have to sell that crypto in order to use like current currency right now, right? Is that what's going on?
So like basically I never really I tried trading once at work, like I'm supposed to be working, but I was like on the exchange trying to trade.
Yeah.
And like it was just so much anxiety, and I was like up and down, like just like
For
following the
sure.
quick swings, and I was like, all right, like,
Yeah.
and it was like my page was up, and then like people were walking by, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, all right, like I should not be doing this. I'm done. Like I'm not doing this again.
Well, the scary thing though about trading in crypto too is that the market's 24 hours. That's the shit, man. That's
Yeah, it
that's
is
what gives
scary.
you
It is
anxiety,
scary.
right? With the stock
Yeah.
market, you have your set hours and that's it.
Yeah.
Weekends are closed. Crypto exchanges open 24 hours, 365, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And so like these movements can happen while you're sleeping. And so I know what that anxiety feels like, because when I first started trading crypto too,
Yeah.
while I'm sleeping, I'm dreaming about this shit. You know, I'm like dreaming about these swings happening.
Nightmares.
Yeah,
You got like a big
Yeah,
Bitcoin
dude.
like
You're right.
rolling, and you're just like running away from it or something.
So I'd like wake up and like, oh shit, let me check my phone. Like, okay, nothing really is going on, you know?
Yeah.
So there's kind of like that learning process of like to try to disconnect yourself from those hours that you need to spend time resting or
Yeah.
eating or whatever. But it's hard. It's very easy to get consumed and sucked into that action.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why I recommend just kind of like thinking in like a long-term outlook, you know,
Right.
just finding something that you believe can actually impact the world in a sense, and then just try to get in at the lowest price you can, or just like, you know, accumulate and then just forget about it.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. At the beginning, what was the sole reason, like the primary reason that you thought, okay, this is definitely going to be the future? So much so that, yes, you know, it's not a huge loan, but I'm still willing to, you know, risk money that I don't have, pay interest on it to bet on this.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the fun part, I
Mhm.
think. Like I think it's really important for the world. And what really, so basically I put all my money into Ethereum. I never actually really touched Bitcoin unless I needed to.
Okay.
And it was really Ethereum because Bitcoin was cool in that like it's kind of like circumvents it's like a global money, you
Mhm,
know? It's
mhm.
like hard money.
Mm-hmm.
It you can send a transaction to someone across the country within minutes and, you know, make an exchange, right? And that was the cool thing about Bitcoin to me.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all Bitcoin can really do, is you can just send money to each other,
Yeah.
right? But Ethereum, it was just mind-blowing to me because not only can you just going back to the ledger, go and add an address that says, okay, you have 10 Bitcoin. Instead of that, add an address, you can put a piece of code. And so this code, you can like send 20 Ether and then say this account will hold it for 15 days and then send it somewhere else.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So like,
I didn't know Ethereum could do that. So
Yeah.
you can basically put in kind of like a trigger order of like, okay, after X amount of days, then send it to somewhere else.
yeah,
all in
it's
one
literally,
go.
you can code like anything.
Wow. Okay.
So it's like, it's not only is it just like a cryptocurrency, but it's a distributed computer in a sense, because that's all a computer is doing. It just like kind of like executes logic,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
And so like not only just holding money, but you can send data like really easy just using code. You can say with 20 Ether, you can say hello or like send a message, you know, like, and then it'll sit there and then maybe like send the message somewhere else
Uh-huh.
or something, you know. It's
Uh-huh.
it's just like it's like Bitcoin on crack.
Right.
Bitcoin is really like just a very nice intro into
Mm-hmm.
a way that you can see how like money can go across
Mhm.
borders, but like the future is this global computer.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where does the transition from like Bitcoin to NFT comes in, right? So, well,
Yeah,
first of all,
yeah.
how about you explain what the fuck is NFT?
Yeah. And so I've been waiting, like I've been in crypto, and like when I got into Ethereum, I was really excited for kind of like the implications that it had for the world.
Mhm.
But at the time in 2017, when, you know, a lot of other coins were popping up, it was really exciting, and then it crashed. A lot of the like stuff that was built at that time using Ethereum was
Yeah.
just not ready.
Mm.
So, and then like also the entire world thought it was a scam,
Right.
because there were like kind of like shady things happening with Bitcoin, like
The
you
hacks
know,
happening on the exchanges too.
the hacks. And
Yeah.
there's just so much shit that happened that was kind of like, ooh, it's like it's too scary, right? And so
This podcast is brought to you by Skillshare, my friends. You guys already know I've been using Skillshare for everything that I need when it comes to learning a skill that I want to either improve on or just learn in general. Right now, I'm taking a course called Productivity for Creatives. And by the way, this is just a specific course that I'm taking. They have a bunch of courses for everything. I know a lot of people are into video right now or even writing. Let me tell you something. The Adobe Premiere tutorials on here have saved my ass, specifically when it comes to editing. Skillshare, my friends, just to give you guys a little bit more specificity, is an online learning community that offers membership with meaning, with so much more to explore, real projects to create, and the support of fellow creatives. Skillshare empowers you to accomplish real growth. Now, my Genius Brain listeners, explore your creativity at Skillshare.com/brain and get a free trial of premium membership at Skillshare.com/brain. Once again, that's Skillshare.com/brain.
And NFTs it's been around for a while, but I didn't quite realize it until recently because of art.
Right. And that was the most interesting thing. That's what caught my attention.
Yeah.
Because I'm a huge fan of just art, any medium of art in general.
Yeah.
And NFT stands for what?
NFT stands for non-fungible token. So an NFT, so think, you know how a Bitcoin can be divisible?
Yeah.
Right? A non-fungible token, an NFT, represents just a single unit. So you can't divide it. So what it kind of works as is like a single representation of an asset that you can own.
Right. So it's kind of like that
Yeah.
1 of 1 or like 1 of 5, 2 of 5, 3 of 5 marking on that to make it like so that that is a legit piece and it's from this creator or from this collection or this artist or whatever.
Exactly.
It's that digital signature, so to speak.
Exactly. It's a digital certificate. Like it's like a certificate of authenticity that like you own and you can transfer it to someone else. It's like, yeah.
And that makes, I can kind of see that. So that's kind of dope because with a lot of like these for example, like these artworks, right? These are prints, right? And there's like a number. It says 46 out of 50. Well, a lot of people can go ahead and just write this same shit with the same handwriting and be like, what are you talking? I have the 46 out of 50.
Yeah,
well, who's to say
exactly.
what? So I guess like with this, because it's digital, there's like a specific code for it then.
Yeah, exactly. So like imagine if every single art piece came with an NFT that said that it came from the artist, So what an artist can do is they create the NFT, they mint it, and then they sell it or they can give it away or whatever, right? And so like within the ledger of, because everything that happens is kind of recorded in history. So and it's permanent, like because it just can't get taken down because like a whole network is running it. So it's it's trustworthy. And so the artist can create maybe just 1 copy or 5 copies, and then you'll see that their address, they're the rightful creator, because they've proven that this is me. Right. And then they can transfer it to someone else, and then you
transfer
own it.
ownership. Basically.
Yeah, transfer ownership,
Yeah.
and then you can you basically have proof that like proof forever.
This is the OG.
That this is authentic.
Yeah.
How do you create an NFT token? Like, how does that work?
There's platforms where they kind of make it easy, so you can just like upload something,
and then they'll create one for you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you had to code yourself. I'm like, fuck. I was like, fuck that, dude.
No, so like I remember back in like 2017 when I was like looking at other crypto projects, right? One of them was VeChain, and like one of VeChain's goals, possible like goals that they had on the list, was to authenticate luxury goods. And they wanted to do that for like, let's say Louis Vuitton purses, like Gucci items, and basically using blockchain technology, putting it on like a hard piece of paper or something with that code on there to verify this is authentic, because there's so much counterfeit goods for that type of stuff. So at that time I was like, oh shit, that's a real like good use case scenario where it would work for that type of stuff. And then so like when I learned about NFTs, it kind of connected in that sense for me. I was like, it's just that, but digital, you know, they're keeping it digital. Whereas with the VeChain idea, it was like taking digital and still making it something physical where like you can scan it to verify. But then this is like all online. And then it started really blowing my mind because I'm like, dude, there can be a real shift into just like digital art. All these art collectors that are out there who collect these like tangible art has always been about tangible goods, right? Like I'm buying this collector's item because one, it's rare, and two, I can hold it, I can display it, because that's what it is, right? Like art, I mean, there are people who appreciate art for what it is and what artists do, but let's be real, man. Like within the art collecting world, it's a flex game. You know what I mean? It like showcasing a piece that you have at your home that costs $5 million, that might be the only one that exists, is a flexing, right? You're flexing on it. So like for me, I feel like with NFTs, once people can kind of figure out like how you can flex with that, that's when it becomes like really mainstream, right? Because right now, as much as it's like traction as it's gotten, I feel like it's still early in the game, very early in the game. And like what it can become and what it might eventually be down the line, and even in the near future, we have still yet to see that.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know, you can chime in here, but like when I see all of these NFTs that are on these marketplaces now, I guess that's what you would call it, right? NFT marketplaces.
Yeah.
I see some of them bringing in artists that are known and credible, and then you just have random artists.
Yeah.
And then so it's like, well, how do you really place value on these pieces, right? Like what's not to say right now that this is just a bubble that's forming, right? Everybody just caught up in the hype, right? And now it's like, this is the new shit. This is what's cool. This is what's hype right now. And so anything and everything goes, you know, and like value can be super inflated. Like what's your take on that?
Yeah, so in terms of the marketplace being kind of like just flooded, that is kind of currently an issue right now, because the way to kind of fix that is like curation. You know, there can be respected people who are good at curating like what good art is. And so yeah, the platforms are kind of like really starting to develop still. And so but the reason I was just so excited about NFTs was because before, digital art was not really respected.
Yes, memes
at all.
right?
It's like, you know, there are digital artists who spend so much time and they make a beautiful piece, and then they just upload it to Instagram.
Right, and it just shared everywhere.
Yeah, and so like the value that they get for doing that is maybe some followers.
Right.
And if they, you know, if they really put good effort into it and start getting a following, that maybe they'll end up with like client work, you know,
or sell prints, right?
Yeah, or sell prints. But it's changing now, and like the traditional art industry, like traditional artists, their hustle is kind of they're able to create a piece, and then they can go to a gallery and people will sell it because they can own it. But in the past, you couldn't even fathom like owning a freaking JPEG.
Right.
You
right.
know,
And
like,
why would you want to? Because like
exactly,
you just find it anywhere.
Yeah.
Right. Once it's up in the internet, it exists there forever.
Yeah.
You
like
know?
people usually say like, oh, I can just copy paste it. Like so what's the big deal?
Yeah. What's the value in it?
Exactly.
Like what? Yeah.
But the value is that like when an artist creates an NFT, they can say that I've only made one authentic copy that I would like to sell.
Right.
Or 5 or something. And so when you buy that NFT, yeah, like anybody can copy and paste it. And that's actually a good thing, because that kind of like creates more visibility for the piece.
Yeah.
But anyone who copies and pastes it, they don't own the NFT, so they can't resell. They can't sell a JPEG.
Right.
They can sell the NFT.
Right.
So because there's a marketplace, they can actually buy and resell this token.
Yeah. So what it's doing is like it's giving like definitive value to the original artwork.
Exactly.
Wow.
You can have a bunch of Mona Lisa replicas, you know, and it can look real and it can seem like the real thing, but there's only one authentic one, and it's in a museum, right? They're able to verify that. Just like that, it's like, yeah, you can have millions of it be of like an image be reproduced, an art piece be reproduced. There's only going to be one authentic piece.
I wonder if like companies like DreamWorks and Disney are going to start creating NFTs for like the original.
Well, I think it's inevitable.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think it's
if they haven't already done
They're
it already.
probably talking about it
right
now.
I think it's inevitable because there's dollars and cents in it.
Yeah, because before even now, like in Sacramento, there's like this curator of old Disney art, right? And this is like the original artwork that, you know, who the fuck, I don't know who created Mickey Mouse, but that fuck.
That fuck is legend.
The fuck that created Mickey Mouse, right? Like he has like these little scribble scrabbles or some shit, right? And they're selling that shit for $10,000, $12,000, $15,000, $20,000 a piece. So essentially too, it's like, well, now I'm thinking, well, why can't they do that for Moana? It's like, this was the first digital completion of it. Here's the NFT for it.
Exactly.
And it's happening. Like there are artists in the space who have done like actual work for, you know, they're comic artists for Marvel, and that's you know how they kind of were part of Marvel, and they're as the artists, they're actually creating new artworks that are like superhero themed, basically superheroes, and they can sell their work, and people want it because they're the artists for it, you know.
Yeah.
And so even what's most exciting for me is not for these big companies to kind of come in and sell their IP in this way, because like they already have money, you know, to me. And it's like artists are the ones who've been shafted
for sure.
Yeah.
Throughout history.
Yeah. And you know, people, a lot of digital artists mainly do client work, and they kind of make things for someone else, like maybe Microsoft or Snapchat or whatever. And they don't own any rights, you know. They basically get paid like an average wage, or you know, the cost of the contract, and then that's it. And then they basically sell their work to them,
right? And
then they use it however they like, right?
Yeah.
But never has there been a time where an artist can make what they love, like without any kind of like other influence, just like something that they really love, something that would be in their personal projects folder, not their client folder, and sell it.
Yeah, no,
it's beautiful. Like
for sure, it is. Yeah. And I think a good like connector to that idea is, look at how graphic artists, like graphic designers, are treated in like the corporate world, right? They're always getting lowballed, always, you know, trying to be like the people who are trying to contract them or hire them is like, oh, you know, it'll give you exposure, trying not to pay for it. Because like you just said, creators, artists have always been shafted. They always get the shit end of the stick, because a lot of the people, actually, I don't want to say a lot of the people, there's a good chunk of people who don't understand that creative process, don't have a creative inclination, who can't understand like the work that goes into that. You know what I mean? It's not like accounting where it's like math and numbers, because it exists in the abstract. It's not concrete. And then so like they don't understand it. And as a result of being ignorant of it, they don't respect it by nature. And so that ties all to the value of it, right?
Yeah.
Guys, it seems so many times, man, like so many instances where like, yeah, the businessmen are always trying to basically cheap out on the artist or take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Because their work is like not work, you know?
Because I'm also thinking now, like, how cool would it be for like an artist who, like, for example, like you have like a hundreds thing, right? So let's say there was this specific graphic designer that created that bomb, right? It's like, well, yeah, you could use it to print all this other stuff, but I have the NFT for the actual first digital artwork before it was there.
Yeah.
So it's like, cool, like I got paid for this work. It's great. We have a working relationship, but I still have the ownership of this. Put it on your sweaters, whatever. Yeah. Right. So he gets to still keep the value of his artwork here, which is really dope.
Yeah.
You know? It is.
It's really cool. And like, actually what's really dope is that within these NFTs, you can actually code like royalties.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like when
resold,
it switches hands,
then you get a
within
piece.
the contract,
That's
it can
sick.
say that 20% goes to the original artist.
Sick. That's sick.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
that's
like
pretty
so
cool.
artists
Yeah.
can now get like perpetual income for their work in the future, even though it's out of their hands.
Dude, that's fucking beautiful, man.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. It's like it's how the world should be.
Right.
You know?
That's fucking insane.
What this reminds me of is like kind of technology cultivating like artists to be like recording music artists to be more independent. Like cultivating that culture, that independent culture, because once it got to the point where like, yeah, you know, you can buy a little setup for a few $100 and record at home now. You can mix this shit, you could produce this shit, you could write this shit all on your own. You don't need to go and pay for studio time or go to look for major labels to sign a deal. And that gave artists so much more power to like express, take ownership of their art and to put it out. Like also not having technology just cater to like the recording process, but also the distribution process, right? You could upload it onto SoundCloud. You could upload it onto Spotify, onto YouTube. You could put it all out there and basically have full ownership of it, get all the revenue from it, and not have to basically cave into what the labels might want you to do, or even worse, getting signed to a shitty deal and then doing what the labels want you to do, you know?
Yeah, some artists have, you know, sold their soul away.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
It sucks. Like,
right. And this is what it reminds me of, is like that type of freedom, you know? But then on like obviously a much bigger scale, because it doesn't just pertain to music artists. Like music hasn't even really touched this yet.
They
right?
have.
Oh, people are already starting to go into that now.
Yeah, actually.
How fascinating. It's like, let's say like Bruno Mars comes out and he goes, well, I made this specific track, but there's only 50 copies of this.
Yeah.
You know, and only 50 people can have it. That's it.
And they're like people who really are true fans of Bruno Mars, you know? They want to collect it because they love Bruno Mars.
Right.
And there are more fans than 50 that might want it as well. So by buying that one of the copies, you could probably resell it to someone.
Yeah.
And so it upholds value.
And I could even see people doing that and even holding like musical art galleries.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, well, there's only 50 copies of this, so I'm going to rent out this copy over here and we're going to have this event. And then you get to hear all these hidden tracks that nobody else can hear because there's only 50 copies.
Yeah.
So that person would have to pay something to rent out that music. That'd be fucking insane.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of Bobby Hundreds, he actually minted the bomb emoji on one of the platforms. And I bought that. I'm just like, yo, this is Bobby. I love the hundreds, and it's like, so I got that piece, and so it's just literally an emoji. And like I bought an emoji. I bought an emoji, but like to me it has value because it's just iconic of the brand.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
and I could probably sell it to someone.
Right.
Who thinks it's cool.
Okay, so now let's speaking of that, of buying pieces, let's get to the big thing, right? The article. I mean, this is public information. You bought Beeple's piece for $777,000, right?
Yeah.
Bro,
now that's
shit my pants.
That is literally putting your mouth or your money where your mouth is.
Right?
That's like that kind of money is insane.
He just lost his mind.
Yeah, to the average person, that's a lot of fucking money, right? So explain to us and like the audience, like what was your mindset behind that? Of like, this is worth it for me to pony up this amount of money.
Yeah.
In order to, I don't know, like I don't want to say make a point, but like to really drive this movement.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like what was your mindset behind that?
Yeah. Like so Beeple, he's a legend. As a background, his name is Mike Winkleman, and he's known for
AKA Bill Gates.
He's known for creating a piece of art every single day for 13 years without fail.
Crazy, dude. To have the discipline to do that.
Damn.
Yeah. So if you go to his
respectable.
if you go to his Instagram, like if you want to like, you know, check every single day, he has not failed. Like he has committed himself to his craft and dedicated himself to learning.
Well, I feel like shit now.
But yeah, like, but to artists, to a lot of like artists, he's just such an inspiration, you know? And people that actually know about him don't know that he has done a lot of work outside of that. He does like crazy dope animations. And him and Fig, they actually had done the visuals for the Super Bowl.
Right.
You know, like
so just quick background. Figgy is the friend that I told you about who they're the Possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Possible Productions.
Yeah, Possible Productions. They basically he combines basically art and technology.
Okay.
Right. And so all of those visuals that you see at like these concerts, at these events, let's say like the Grammys, you know, the Super Bowl, right? And then so Beeple was basically doing contract work with them, with Possible for these visuals. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's legit, you know? And but even as someone who's been doing like legit work, like basically like if you've been to a concert before, or you know, like EDM festivals, you have seen his stuff.
Right.
But I didn't know about him.
Right.
I didn't know that was him. You know? Like and artists aren't really getting the kind of like the recognition that they deserve. Both recognition and the monetary compensation.
Making a good livelihood from it.
Yeah, and like what I realized was that NFTs was the way to liberate artists and creativity. You know, because now artists can make a living for themselves and doing what they love. It's just never like this before. You know, it's never been like this. And so he had reached out and showed me what he was working on. I was like, oh snap, yeah, like this is sick. And he showed me it was like this box. He created this box with this acrylic frame, which is by Infinity Objects, but he kind of customized it, and it was his digital art piece and kind of like animated in this box.
Wow.
And like he, you know, also attached a QR code to it. So basically you can, when you go to it, it will go to the blockchain and then you can verify it's authentic.
What I was talking about earlier about like verifying luxury goods, kind of the same idea, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so like this guy, he actually had done like a sale before, but like the fact that he made so much money just blew his mind. He's like, oh shit, like
I know. Yeah. Like he made what, 4 mil over like a weekend or something?
Yeah. So he did like a drop beforehand.
Yeah.
So he sold 2 pieces for like 66K. And then sold like 100 pieces for $1 each. And those pieces when I saw it, they were reselling for like 2,000, 3,000.
Holy shit! Wow.
And he sold it for $1.
Did he have? And he put his little NFT thing. He verified it.
Yeah, each one is an NFT basically.
Holy shit! And so every time it resold, he got a. Holy fucking shit!
It's been switching hands like crazy.
Right, but it's like more and more because it's reselling for $2,000, and now you're getting 20% of $2,000, and then 20% of $4,000 and $10,000.
Exactly.
So as long as the value's there, it's like that residual keeps coming.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and so like when I saw it, and at the same time that he had reached out, it was $3,000, and I just like immediately bought one. I was like, this guy is legit.
Yeah.
And like at the time that was a lot of money. And he showed me
a lot of money at any time.
Yeah. So
wait, when was this? When was this that happened?
Like November.
In November.
Yeah.
Okay, 2020.
And just to put it out there, these same pieces, I think the last sale was like $200,000.
Oh.
For a $1 piece.
Damn.
People are buying it for 200.
My mind is fucking blown right now. Like, what is going on?
And he, like, every time that switches hands, he's making like, I think 10% or something like that.
My parents told me that being an artist would make me poor.
I think every Asian parent.
I think that was true back then. But, you know, like
my parents don't know shit. You don't know shit. I was drawing and doodling my whole life, and they're like, "This right here is for poor people."
David, you don't know.
Look, I was so good at doodling. I'm so upset right now, dude. You know what I love about this too? Fucking specifically 2D art. Right? Anime artists. They make shit.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
make nothing.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like, it's so disappointing, right? Because I love 2D animation.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate where 3D animation is going. It's super beautiful, but there's like an artistry to 2D animation that is dying because they can't make money.
Yeah.
And it kills me to watch it. I watched the whole doc watching these fucking anime artists, right? Creating some of the art that I really, really love, and they're barely getting by, and they're working fucking like 24 hours every day, sleeping maybe a second a day.
Yeah.
And they look insane. They look disgusting, you know?
Especially within like Japanese work culture, right?
Yeah.
It's so intense.
Do you have any idea how many white people would buy those fucking mangas? Like they would be reselling.
Hey, to be fair now, any ethnic group, like, because manga is like, I mean, anime's gone mainstream.
I'm sorry, people who will spend money on it. That'd be fucking.
But this shit's gonna change though. It's gonna change.
Yeah.
And you know, the reason that so going into that auction, I did not intend on winning that. Like I wanted to support this guy because I thought like he could really stand for something.
Like,
because
just drive the price up for you, dog. You know?
Yeah, and like basically going back to the box, what he did was really blend the entire spectrum of the NFT and a physical collectible. Because NFTs aren't really they had been around. And same thing with kind of like pairing a physical and an NFT. It's been around. But the way that he did it at his caliber was just like on another level. You know, and no one's really done something like this before.
Yeah.
And you bought that shit for how much?
For
$777,000, man.
Yeah. So I didn't intend on it though.
But your heart said yes.
Yeah, no, like exactly, man, exactly. Yeah. And like, I when I put the bid in, like the bid before was 330 or something, and I had
goddamn.
Yeah.
Damn, so you jumped the 330,000 bid to 777,000.
I don't really. Yeah. So like, I even texted him. I was like, hey man, like this is my cap. Like, I'm out. Like, he's like, you know, dude, like, thank you so much. Like, I appreciate you. And because this is crazy to him too.
It's crazy
you know?
to everybody, bro.
Yeah,
It's crazy to everybody.
And like, I was sitting there watching the timer. Like, dang. I guess that's it. And the thing is, I wanted to buy a different piece. So there were like 20 different auctions.
Okay.
They were going for like $100,000 each. Just like absolutely crazy at the time. Like it was literally breaking records.
Yeah.
And I wanted one of the pieces and I couldn't put my bid in. For some reason, when you put cents and like when you add cents to it, sometimes it just doesn't go through. I was trying to put 69 cents.
69.
And then it just wouldn't go through, and I'm like, oh damn, and I couldn't put my bid in. I'm like, oh man, and
you
so
lost it.
Yeah, and I reached out. I was like, hey man, I think the website shafted me, but yo, good luck, man. This is crazy.
Yeah,
you know.
So it was a tilt bid in a sense.
And I didn't have that I didn't have that much money in my account actually. And then he was like, oh. And I didn't tell him this, but I just told him that the website shafted me. But he was like, no worries, man. Like let me I could get you on the whitelist. I was like, what's the whitelist?
Yeah.
And then like he connected me to the founder and he's like, yup, you're whitelisted for 1.5 million. I'm like,
holy shit.
Thank you. But I'm probably not going to use it. Like that's really cool.
Yeah.
What does whitelist mean?
Basically you could put in a bid without the money in your account.
Yeah.
Oh, and I was like,
it's like a marker. You know?
And like he didn't even like screen me either. Like I hadn't really put myself out there publicly. He just like did it for me. I was like,
right.
All right, cool.
I mean, if the prime, you know, guy, the star of the show is vouching for you, right? The guy probably thinks, he's probably good for it.
Yeah, true. So it was at like 333 and like the timer's running down. I didn't even like see the timer. I was just like looking at the buy page with the timer, and the timer wasn't there.
Yeah.
And I put the bid in. I was just like, do I do this? And
you're looking at the box with 777,000. Do I click?
Yeah, and it's like it was like way above my threshold.
Yeah,
and I was just like, what? And I really had no idea what was going on in my head. I just decided to click it. And apparently it was the very last second. And then it reset the timer to 5 minutes. And then like I was like,
everybody was like, fuck this.
Yeah, and I was just like, what did I just do?
That'd be so funny if you just put in like 335 and everybody's like, this is too much.
It was basically between me and this other guy. So nobody else was really bidding, but like the thing is also people were kind of like expecting it to be over 1 mil. So I thought like that would have been
that somebody else
kind
would
of
come
like
in.
yeah, I thought I would have been outbid anyways. And so I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
And then I won. And then I texted him like, what the fuck just happened?
He's like, you made me a very rich man.
Dude, that's so funny that even you yourself are thinking, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, and he was like, what the fuck? And like the only thing we could both think was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And like it took a little bit of time for me to realize what I did.
Yeah.
Because like I really did want to validate this space. Because like I saw how art again is the medium to communicate something, like just be the new Renaissance. And this is even more important than any other, like not any other, but like, you know, it's super, super important.
In our lifetime anyway.
Yeah, because it's liberating people across the globe.
Right.
To, like artists in like Kenya can just make a dope piece,
right,
sell it and make like money. That this is literally happening. There are artists across the globe who are selling a single piece that's like almost a year's worth of like of money that they can make working a job in their country.
What was the piece that you bought?
It was so there were like 20 different auctions, but it was like the final piece, and there was the 21st auction that had all 20 within the one. So it was kind of like the final auction.
Is that the box that you brought to?
Yeah, I did bring it. Should I pull it out?
Yes, you should.
Let's check it out.
Why are my palms sweaty?
Just hearing the kind of money, it's like Dave's getting nervous, bro.
Oh my god, I'm sweating right now, dude.
Yeah, so I brought this because I thought it would be nice to kind of like show your audience what it is.
Let's
like,
see.
So he basically created this box,
and
I was just he created this box, and I was like, this is. He showed it to me, and I was like, damn, it's really dope.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
He like packaged it, and you guys should just read it.
Oh my god.
Hey, be careful with it. Be careful with it.
Yeah.
So it says on the box, the most important thing about art is to work. Nothing else matters except sitting down every day and trying. By Stephen.
I love this shit. This motherfucking real ass shit.
Bro, this is.
And then so this showcases the art pieces now. How do you turn it on?
Yeah, why don't you just pull it out? Just pull it out. Yeah.
You do the honors.
All right.
My palms are starting to sweat.
So you just use this thing to pull it out right here?
Yeah, there should be a little.
Does it say there's a hair sample in there?
Yeah, what is and I think it says on there that it's not pubes.
This is this dude's hair? Like his actual.
That is as authentic as it gets, dude.
That's
motherfucker's DNA.
Another personal touch to it, but okay. So this is the dude, that's sick. So it's like touch censored.
Yeah, it just comes as soon as you lift it out, it turns on.
So you saw the screen was off, right? As soon as I picked it up, it just
flickered all the artwork.
Yeah, it flipped on. So wow.
Yeah, so when I saw this, I was like, this is dope because you can actually collect a digital
that's the QR
digital
code.
item.
Yeah. I really
like
what he did here.
That is fucking genius, dude.
Because it's kind of easing your way into the marriage of both worlds.
Exactly.
Right?
Like not everyone's gonna understand or even care that like, oh, you can buy like a digital file.
Yeah.
Like,
but then you got the QRC code right here to verify it. You got the piece. Dude, that's sick, man. That's sick.
Wait, so
it's sick,
there's value both in the digital part and the physical part.
Yeah, so the kind of like analogy that it makes is that they're supposed to be a pair, you know, like when you sell the NFT, you basically want to make sure this comes with it, and the person that buys it is probably gonna want both, you know. And so the analogy he makes is it's kind of like cutting a baseball card in half. Like you might have both pieces, but like it just kind of like destroys the value.
It's like a fucking anime where it's like there's like something that destroys the world, but you need both pieces. If not, it's worthless. Dude, my mind is fucking blown. This is like some shit that I forgot. I watched like movies where you see like digital artwork hanging on the wall, and you know, it kind of seems ridiculous where they're like, it'll be like some kind of Matrix shit, right? Where it's like in the future and they go, oh, this is my art piece, and you see this hologram or something, right?
Yeah.
That's what this shit is.
It is. And like before, you would be like, if it was in real life before, you'd be like, what the fuck is the point? Because like it's just a file that's kind of playing there. But now that you can like literally display like a digital piece, and now you can say, I own this, it's different. Before you couldn't just say, oh, I own this JPEG that I framed here on my TV. You can actually own a digital piece.
That's
Holy shit.
It's really like just
like everyone should do that.
Yeah, no, that's what he's trying to go for. And the people who actually manufactured the frame, they're called Infinity Objects. And, but they're like backordered as hell because he came out with this. And then,
this is like that is like one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my fucking life, dude.
Yeah, it's so cool.
It's like there's no other word besides that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the fact that it's, as soon as you pick it up, boom, it just
my mind is blown right now. It's like
yeah, it blew my mind. Yeah. That's why I was like, this is the
But here's the great thing. Here's the great thing about introducing like the tangible good side to it is that when you have like, let's say a MJ rookie card, right? That shit is in like a fucking thick ass acrylic case.
Yeah.
You're not gonna touch it. You're not gonna move it. This, it doesn't really fucking matter.
It doesn't
because
actually.
it's the digital file. This is just more for aesthetic purposes.
That's completely true. Like honestly, if I lose this or like
or
someone steals it or whatever, like it's not gonna have value. He can just probably make another one. But I own the actual asset that is tradable.
Right.
Like you can't really I guess you could sell this to someone, but like what matters is the NFT.
Right.
Because that's what has like the signature.
Right.
That's what was make another one of that with because you actually have, and so that
he can make another one of these. So it's actually like, oh, the physical has become less important.
Exactly.
Although it's dope.
It's a great way to showcase.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
It's not like you have to be so careful and like
That is so fucking cool.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? It's
especially for somebody like me. Like when I have things of value, I freak the fuck out. You know what I mean? So now if I was like, "Hey, do whatever the fuck you want with it," I don't give a fuck. I have the NFT.
Yeah, I got the file in mind.
I'll fucking kill you with that thing. I don't care. I'll use it as a murder weapon. Go ahead, take it.
Yeah,
that is
exactly
so
what
cool.
it is.
I mean, it's kind of interesting that you would have the foresight for something like this, right? Because I think if somebody, as simple minded as me, when somebody tells me about this, I can't wrap my head around it, right? Because I've been thinking in the traditional sense. Like I'm not thinking like steps ahead, but this is, I mean, it's just fucking
revolutionary.
It's revolutionary.
Yeah, it's revolutionary.
It's a game changer.
And like I've been waiting for something like this ever since I got into crypto. And I was like, and then when I saw this, I was like, it just clicked to me because like art is the way that people can start understanding about ownership. For yourself.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely. And it's a universal language
and
too.
like self-sovereignty, it's art. And that's so I'm just like balls deep in it, That's why I put that bit in because like I was just like, dude, this is the future. Like like this is the guy, and ever since like the whole world the world is shook right now.
This is so insane because now I'm just like, hey, what if these were art pieces? What if this is like a large art piece on the wall and it's just digital, right? And then you see
exactly.
like
the code and everything.
Exactly, and you can actually say, I own this.
Yeah, because these things are all digital,
right? They're just replicas.
They're replicas. They're printed out.
Yeah.
So what's the whole point of having this physical piece? Like, you could just have the digital and you display it up, and then you have the actual the NFT for it.
Yeah,
that's way better.
Yeah, no, you should go and ask the artist. Like, we should get into this and like see it.
Yeah,
Tommy,
I'm sure you'll be. Yeah, Tommy, you gotta step your game up, bro. Come on, man.
It's NFT the fuck. Verify this shit immediately.
But especially a guy like Tommy because his medium is digital. Yeah, he does everything digitally.
So. I want my NFT. I bought this. It's 46 out of 50. You fuck. I have this.
I want the authentication.
I want the authentication immediately.
Yeah. But as crazy as it might sound in terms of like what you actually bid and paid for it, probably it's a great fucking investment though.
Yeah. So like when I bought this, like I didn't share it with anyone.
Yeah.
I just like bought it and I just stayed quiet.
Yeah.
Because like honestly, like at the time, if there were people that I knew that my acquaintances and friends, like if they had known or like found out that I drop 700 grand on a JPEG, they're gonna be like, this guy's an idiot.
Yeah.
Like
you fucking out your mind, boy.
Like he's just throwing money away. You know, and like that's at the like. That's I feel like how people would perceive it, you know, without fully grasping the gravity.
Right, you just didn't want the attention.
Yeah, I didn't want that to happen. So I just kind of like stayed quiet, and like, you know, even after buying this, even with the whole community, like on Twitter, everything's happening on Twitter. The whole community, it's awesome. Like, it's such a vibrant, like inspiring. Like everyone's so motivated right now. Like I just kind of kept to myself, but like after I started connecting slowly, and then people actually reached out and had told me like that was a great buy. And I was like, oh shit. And they're like, yeah,
I feel better.
Like, I was like, thanks, man.
I feel fucking better. Do you think this is already like appreciated in value since you bought
absolutely.
Yeah, it has. Like I've gotten an offer that's been like quite high that I rejected.
And you're like, fuck you.
I rejected it because to me it just has such sentimental value. You know?
I mean, this is your first like major purchase too. There's something you'll
by the way, I don't spend my money recklessly. like
this is different.
No, this was a passion move. It was a passion move. Let's be clear about that. It's not like you're just some fucking trust fund baby, you know, who just got all this disposable income and be like, I mean, 770,000 here, you know, 800,000 there. I just fucking throw it away. This was like something you believed in that, like you said, you were looking for it to happen, and it finally did in this way.
You know? And this guy, he's a great guy. Like Mike Winkleman, Beeple, all of his work, he actually puts out, a lot of it, he just puts out for free just to help others and just learn and just use, you know.
I'm so shocked that he makes an art piece a day. And I saw some of his stuff like in that article. I'm like, how the
every
fuck
single
do you do
piece was done in like 2 hours or less or around that time.
The amount
it's crazy.
Dude, to not get burned out, to like have your creative juices flowing every single day for 13 years, just always on. That's an incredible feat, man.
He's insane.
That's an incredible feat.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
So a lot of people respect him. He's a legend.
And like how obscure his art is when he just looks kind of like like I said, a Bill Gates, you know, like that's what a lot of articles are saying, right? He looks like your Bill Gates type of guy. But then I
didn't even see that, but yeah, apparently people are saying that. I'm like,
this is like so cool, like even for like specifically for digital photography now.
Yes.
Yeah, even there's a platform called ephemera.com, but they're focused on lens-based NFTs. Yeah,
and that's amazing.
Yeah,
you know, because that's like the sad part, right? You'll see like people's photos, like say for somebody goes all the way to the Appalachians, they take this photo, right? And it just gets shared fucking everywhere. And that guy, and then you don't know who the fuck the person that froze his fucking pussy off and balls off or some shit, depending on who it is, up on a fucking mountainside. And you just see this picture and people just scroll right through it. It's like, well, hold on a second. Like, that's really dope.
Yeah. Like, I think it's going to help people kind of like take more time looking at a digital piece too. Because, you know, people see things on Instagram that's like really dope, but probably they're just like, look at it for a sec. Like, all right, next. But like artists spent a lot of time like really making a piece. Like maybe there's like many underlying messages behind that. You know?
Right.
And if people are like buying this stuff for like a considerable amount because they actually have taken the time to look at it, other people are going to see the same. And I think, and you know, if they're, I see the future of like art galleries starting to have like digital frames, and then they like these galleries also start buying pieces and they display it. And honestly, like I love seeing like these digital pieces, and I think when I go to a gallery, seeing like really dope digital pieces would be really like compelling for me to go and like and check out, because I think it's really cool. But like on Instagram, people, me myself included, like a lot of times I'm just like
scroll through.
I
mean, and that's a kind of the sad thing about like digital art, is that it just gets mixed in with all the media that's out there, all the digital media, you know. And there's so much shit that's like fighting for your attention that when you just look at a digital piece, you might not have the same frame of mind of viewing that piece like you would, let's say, if you walk into a gallery. Like there, you're there to really appreciate the art, whether it's like a solo artist showcase or like multiple artists. You're there to like look, consume, really look at the pieces and think about things versus, oh, that's a dope piece. Next, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a dope piece mixed in with like, you know, oh, we're partying. Oh, we're at the beach. Oh, we're eating at this nice restaurant, right?
Yeah.
And then so it just becomes one of those things. You know what I mean? But then like to bring value into it, to bring like authenticity into it, scarcity into it, because that's a big thing, right?
Scarcity as well.
Right. Yeah, that creates value, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Then now it's like, oh, you got to shift your mind a little bit now. Maybe you want to pay attention here, you know? Maybe what you're looking at is by an up and coming artist or already a dope artist that you want to pay attention to and like follow. Cuz yeah, like I said before, since money's involved in this, it's going to attract, you know, people who aren't like art aficionados too, right? People who are just looking to invest or make a quick buck flipping it. And then you're going to bring the corporate world's going to come into here because, you know, they're going to see an opportunity that they're not going to be able to pass up on. And so there is going to be dilution that happens for sure. But even still, just the fact that now the technology and the platforms exist for artists to be able to get fair compensation for their work, fair value for their work. It's incredible, man. It's really amazing.
It really is. It's mind blowing and it's beautiful. Like I love it. Like I love the idea, and like I actually like started a charity to help give grants to artists that don't have any recognition.
That's sick. That's sick.
Yeah, that's what I've been busy with lately, and like
okay. So that's how you're trying to like progress that movement is through your charity now.
Yeah. So after this, you know, like the whole world is talking about it right now. At least the people like behind the scenes that are like all musicians, all DJs, they all know about it.
Yeah.
Like they're all scrambling, like trying to figure out like how do we be part of this?
Right.
Like we can't miss out. And like I'm sure corporations are gonna come in and whatnot. But the thing is, like, people who have already made money, like that's not what I bought this piece for, you know. Like this is empowering creativity and it's for the independent artists, you know. And so it's kind of like a double-edged sword, you know, like as this progresses, like there's going to be like the influx of every kind of facet of interest. So I just wanted to really make sure that this progression is still like, you know, healthy and just like helping people out.
So what's the name of your foundation?
It's called Sevens Foundation.
Sevens?
Yeah.
And it's set up like people find it online?
Yeah, it's I got a sick domain name. It's grants.art.
Really?
Yeah, it's like
that's primo, right? Just the domain value of that. Well, you know, I'm sure you're gonna have people offering you money for that.
Yeah, but so it's something I'm working on right now. And we actually we opened applications around less than 2 weeks ago, and we've already had like over 600 applicants. And it's it's been
how
super
are you getting
exciting.
The word out there for people?
Just on Twitter.
Just on Twitter.
And we have like a committee of people who have kind of been like prominent in the space already, digital artists, and they're kind of like also promoting it, and it's kind of like a collective effort. So just make sure this is like a healthy, like, you know, authentic thing that's empowering artists
cool
or
too,
anything.
because when I see like, let's say a new movement in digital art where people get more recognition, it's also cool because people who still do physical art, there's going to be people who love that, and that's going to appreciate the value of physical art as well, right? It's like, oh, I don't do fucking digital art, I do physical art still, and those fucking people are going to be snobs, and it's going to put their value up as well too. So it kind of works for all artists on all ends.
Yeah, it does, and because like the physical art can really make use of an NFT. Like they can create an NFT for a physical piece that they did, and just attach a QR code on the back.
Right.
And then now you have like an authentication marker. But it's just the physical piece is the same, but you can now like have like a global marketplace at your access.
Right.
Awesome.
Right.
You know,
so the authentication part is so much easier than I've been watching. What's that show? The fucking Pawn Star shit, right? And they have to authenticate this Japanese samurai sword. They got to get this fucking white dude, to authenticate a Japanese sword, and then he has to break the hilt. He has to see stuff, and he's basically guesstimating. You know, he's making guesses. He goes, "Oh, this was from this Japanese woman's pussy here, and it bound up the hilt." You know, it's like, how do you know these things? You know, and then he has to guesstimate how much it's worth. But instead, said, if you have a QR code, it's like, this is authentic.
Yeah.
There's no other way, you know?
No second guessing it. It's just a scan and boom, there it is. Verified.
Yeah. There's a lot of plus sides for traditional artists.
It's you know, kind of like the blue check mark, right? Next to your name.
It really is.
Like how much value is that worth to you?
Oh man, I'm gonna start
right?
I'm gonna start cracking up then when you have like influencers who are like shitty at art. They're gonna like, I have to authenticate this.
Logan Paul, bro, he made his own NFT. He fucking made $2 million.
Wait, what? How does he make an NFT? What does he?
I don't know what he did. What the piece was. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, I actually bought one, but I didn't actually think like more of it. I was just like, okay, like this guy is
popular.
Might as well.
Yeah, but you know, like he was obviously cashing in on the craze.
Yeah.
And so he made what I think $2 million over the weekend, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
What was the NFT for? What was it? It was just an NFT.
I don't recall the details.
I
literally was just like, all right, like maybe it's a piece of history, like whatever.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the piece was, but yeah, this guy he cashed in on that quick. As soon as it started percolating. And then it was like, Logan Paul to create his own NFT. Yeah,
I'm going to scribble something and I'm going to take a photo of it. And that JPEG is going to be, hey, you guys go take this.
Now, here's the question is like, obviously this space is going to grow and, you know, more and more people are going to find out about it, learn about it, participate in it. But with the kind of the hype that's around it now, do you think it's actually harmful to the movement in terms of like creating too much hype and in like a bubble in a sense of like all of these people coming in thinking, oh shit, this is where the money's at, you know? Let me fucking buy up all of these things that are pretty much valueless, but it's perceived as value because of the hype.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But then once that bubble pops, probably 90% of this shit's going to be worthless.
Yeah,
right?
I can see that.
Yeah.
But that's art in general, though. There is no general marker for what the value of art is. It's created by people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But what I'm saying is like it's driven by hype right now. You know, like it's really driven by like dollars and hype and popularity.
Yeah, I do think a lot of things that are being sold are overvalued because like a lot of the so there's a platform called Nifty Gateway that has kind of been like the pop and popular one. That's actually the site that Beeple dropped his things on. And like there are people who are coming in with shitty art. It's like objectively shitty. You know, it's just like this is shit.
Yeah.
And like it's you could tell that they didn't really put the thought into the art, you know? And just because of their clout, like it's being bought up like crazy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like this is going to be with these influencers.
Yeah.
They're going to scribble some shit and with their clout.
Yeah. So I definitely would caution people like just to not buy things because honestly, like I don't know. Never mind. I was gonna say something, but
finish the thought.
All right. I lost my thought now. Yeah, there's gonna be people that are gonna be coming in and like, you know, making a cash grab. It's like a cash grab, you know, and like when you buy these pieces, you kind of want to see it as like a long-term thing, you know? Like there's a lot of people also like flipping, and I used to be like you're flipping, like, but I can't really knock it because it creates a market.
Yeah, it's an economy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it creates an economy.
And there's people who are flipping who have never had the opportunity to make money like this before, and you know it's changing people's lives. So it's just like, damn, you can't knock their hustle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think the cool thing is because I mean I'm only literally based this off this doc that I saw on how art is curated, like physical art, and it's literally just a bunch of rich people sitting in a room saying this is worth $1 million.
Yeah,
you know, and that's just how it works.
Yeah,
you know. But I think the difference is here. It's like even if it's like some fucking social media fuck, right? He has garnered an X amount of followers, and he has like this kind of like this social currency that can actually turn into currency. So that to me is more viable than this fucking millionaire buying this fucking piece from this French dude saying, I bought it for $1 million. And then they're like, oh, so they must be worth $1 million. There's actual, some tangible value that you could see to it. Even if it is like that, like Logan Paul, right? Well, he actually has a following. So it makes sense for him to create something, give an NFT and then give it value because he has a value in the society.
Yeah.
As long as he has a brand and a platform, it'll have value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I see that being more viable than these other art pieces. Like because I was curious about, well, how the fuck, why is this? Because I went to the Broad, right? Which I was calling the Broad, and people shitted on me for that.
Yeah.
Why the fuck did you spell it Broad then, bitch? So I go there, right? I go to the Broad.
Yeah.
Oh, motherfuckers, you made me feel so stupid. So I go to the Broad, right?
Sir, it's the bro.
I was like, oh, excuse me. All right. And I go there and I see this piece of paper on the wall, and it's in charcoal, and it's 6 dicks that are drawn. That thing was worth $2 million. And I'm like, how? How the fuck is that worth $2 million? Right. And I look at this other wall, and it's just somebody, it looks like what kids draw on a desk on this huge piece, and it was worth like 10 mil. And I'm like, I don't, how? Right? And I can't wrap my head around it. And I'm looking into it, and I'm researching what it is. It's just like some bullshit explanation for why it's worth this amount of money. It's like, well, who the fuck was this? And you just look it up. It's some fuck that bought it for this amount of money, and that's how he gave it the value, and that was it. You know? And so when I see that, it's like, this is ridiculous. I drew charcoal dicks when I was a kid all the time. Why is this person's
like super bad drawn dicks?
Yeah, that's what I was doing that shit all day. And I got in trouble for it. So when I hear this, like even like Logan Paul, like he has some type of social currency in this world. So when he creates something, there's some type of tangible backing for it.
Yeah, for sure.
It makes more sense to me. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And you know, the thing about art, and this is true throughout like history and the entire existence of mankind, has always been subjective, right? You can't, like, you know, I know earlier you just said it's objectively shit, right? But somebody might look at that and think, wow, this is really amazing, or like, wow, this is cool. And it's like, nobody can say whether or not they're right or wrong in their opinion of that.
Yeah.
Like that's always been what's the most beautiful thing about art to me, is that it can be perceived in so many different ways. There's not like a set formula to determine what is a good art piece and what is a bad art piece.
I'm saying those charcoal dicks. I don't give a fuck.
No, I mean, look, man. Like me coming from a musical background, believe me, like there would be shit I would hear, and I'd be like, that's objectively shit. Like that is terrible fucking music. That's terrible songwriting, terrible production. But yet, they might find an audience for it. And who am I then? To look at that and shit on that and say that's objectively shit. No, all I can say is that's subjectively shit to me. To me, that's shit. But you know what? If somebody else finds value in that,
bro,
great.
I cracked the fuck up. There's like these group of like influencers, right? One of her name is like Leanne V, and she started showing off her art. And this is like a very beautiful girl, right? Let me tell you something. Her art is the shittiest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like I'm talking about, she like taped up a piece of board and spray painted it like gold, put gold flakes. It looks like cheap shit that you would find at TJ Maxx, right? But because she has a huge influence, people are like, "You're so talented!
Right.
I can't believe you created this." And I'm literally dying laughing because I'm like, these kids are dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, how can you? And I think she sold it for like $10,000.
I mean,
that's like, yo.
That's the thing though. It can be like really a self-fulfilling prophecy of like, let's say for example, somebody like G-Dragon, right? He's a huge fucking name in the K-pop world. I mean, the biggest, right? He's known throughout the world, and he's known to be an art collector. He loves art. He loves collecting it. He has a pretty dope collection of shit, actually. Then that leads him into being a creator himself. I mean, he already is a creator for like music, but then into like creating his own art, right? Just because of his name value and the fact that he likes fine art pieces now already makes him like a legitimate artist. Even though like I might look at that piece and think like, ooh, I don't know what the hell's so good about that. But because of his name value, because of his interest in art, because of his collection, it's like validates him as like, this guy knows. And so by association, he's a great artist, you know, and the pieces that he makes are valuable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like it can be a self-fulfilling prophecy in that way of like kind of leveraging your audience or your fan base and just kind of connecting yourself to that and being like, yeah, I am talented. Look at me. I know what art is because look, I have millions of dollars worth of fine art. So how can I not know what good art is? And so if I make my own shit, obviously it's good. I have fine taste.
I need to start drawing stuff or doing something digitally. I used to use paint really well. I used to
Microsoft Paint.
Yeah, I used to
Drawing
make
dicks on there too.
Yeah, I do the fucking the seagull that's just a W or
Oh
like an M.
yeah, I was pretty good at that too.
That was my shit, dude. I used to do the Jesus Christ fish. You know? I did all. Oh my god.
Now, you know what I think like one of the coolest things is though of like this NFT movement is that all these people who've created these legendary memes throughout the course of the internet, right? Now they can authenticate their original file, you know?
Yeah.
And basically make money off of that. Because that thing has been disseminated across the web, millions and millions of places.
Yeah, like the artist who created the Nyan Cat actually sold the Nyan
I saw
Cat
that.
for
I
like
saw that.
$600K.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and like and yeah, so like basically like something that has developed cultural currency, like social currency and relevance, like has value, and people can come out and just like
it's
actually sell it.
Yeah.
Could you imagine like all these artists too now? Like it's like even popular children's books. You know, like the illustrator who created all that other stuff. Like they'll have like the NFT token for the first book. It's like, well, here this is. How cool is that, dude?
Yeah.
Like,
or even like an original sketch for an idea, right? Mm-hmm. Like this is the original sketch that I did to create this popular series of popular characters.
Because I see a lot of value in that. Like for me anyways, like I would love something like that, right?
Yeah.
So even if they did that for, I don't know, like an old like Dr. Seuss piece, right? Yeah. That'd be fucking crazy to me.
And even like, you know, for example, like take the person whoever it is who created the floss dance, you know, kids are that's literally the most popular dance.
Yeah.
You know, like kids are doing it left and right. And like, imagine if that person comes and like actually like does it him or herself and like tokenizes it.
Yeah, you can, which is, this actually kind of coincided with me learning about NFTs
How to do the floss
first
dance.
time. No, not the floss dance, but NBA Top Shot. Right? Yeah. I did not realize that was NFTs.
Oh yeah.
And then I saw that scene blowing up because a friend of mine introduced me to it. And then he was like, dude, I just spent like $1,000 over the past like month and a half. So NBA Top Shots are digital basketball cards, pretty much.
Holy shit. Okay.
Or digital clips that are cards, right?
They call them moments.
Yeah, moments, right? And so it might be like, let's say LeBron dunking on somebody. It's like a 10-second clip. But that clip now has NFT to make it unique. And now you own that moment in NBA history. And that, because of that, it becomes very valuable. So like, he was like, dude, I spent like $1,000 over the past month and a half just buying these NBA Top Shot packs. And in a like 2 weeks, it was worth like 10 grand. And then in about 4 weeks, it was worth 100 grand. His portfolio of shit that he had. And so in a span of a month, he fucking 100x'd, you know?
What the fuck, man?
And so when I was looking at it, I was like, okay, I can see how digital basketball cards can be like this hype trend type of shit. And it's hot for a quick minute and gone. But then that was before I realized it was NFTs.
Yeah.
Once I realized it's NFTs, I said, okay, now it's making a lot more sense to me.
Well, how did he get his hands on these? Like,
no, you just NBATopShot.com. So
you can just buy them? Yeah,
I tried to get in releases today. I failed every release so far.
Yeah, it's so hard.
Yeah.
I got in too late and I tried, and then the site, that's at the time the site was just crashing. And whenever you tried, it would
they've
just
been
crash,
working it out because they're getting more and more traffic. But they did create a good system. It's basically you join the drop at a certain time, and then you get a random place in the queue. And then let's say they have 60,000 packs available, and you get assigned like 33,000. Then you're gonna be able to get a chance to buy that. Like once your place in line comes up, you get like a 30-minute window to make the purchase.
Wow.
But then if you're like number 120,000, just forget it. Leave the line. You're not getting it, right?
Yeah.
But then I realized that those were NFTs. And so like what you just talked about, like the dance becoming tokenized, right? It is really that. It's like you can take even the original clip of like the dance.
I have a gif of me going around on Twitch of me tossing dollar bills.
Oh, that's true. I've seen that.
I've seen that shit. That's my face.
That's true. Hey, you can. But then the thing is though, you didn't create that though. Somebody created that GIF of you.
How dare they? That's,
you could reach out to the person and
Yeah.
just split.
Yeah,
create a little deal here.
exactly.
I was like, hey, you can't own my face, dude. That's not how it works.
But yeah, it's like when I think about all of those things, it's just fucking mind blowing for me, man. Because it's like me and you, we've obviously grew up collecting basketball cards, and like, you know, those are so valuable. Even
Hey, shout outs to my mom who gave away my Pokemon cards that, that are fucking worth like hundreds of thousands of dollars. She gave it to some little fucking Korea. That little shit. I hated that little kid too. I came back from college and I was like, hey, where are my cards? She goes, oh, I gave it to that kid. I was like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I literally showed a picture of the card that I had, because it was like one of those. It was when Pokemon cards first dropped, and the very first pack I ever opened had a first edition Charizard.
oh shit.
This was when I was like, what, 6 years old.
Yeah, that's 6 figures easy right now,
Easy.
bro.
And I took care of. I put it in the little plastic thing in a hard case, and I never touched it because I was very meticulous with that shit. And I had 2 of them. And she gave all of them away.
Wow.
To some kid who was like this fucking kid that whose parents are fucking bajillionaires. Wow. I was like, what the fuck did you give it? I showed my mom what it was worth. She goes, oh, I made a mistake. I'm like, yes, you have. You made a big mistake.
That collection would have changed your life.
Yes. I'll have to stop sucking dick for money.
Oh my god. Damn, you had 2 Charizards.
I had 2. Dude, I had the original pack. I had every fucking card in first edition.
Shit.
Oh man,
that's
mint.
crazy. That's crazy.
Because I hated when it there would be a ruffle or some kind of scrap on it or whatever. So moment I took it out, I had them numbered individually in a binder, and the hollow ones were in the hard case though.
Damn.
I love you, mother.
You know, speaking of NFTs, I actually have a Jordan autograph card that had a certificate of authenticity to verify that it's real, right? But I lost that certificate of authenticity when I was a kid. So, you know, unless I get it authenticated again, that signature really doesn't have value on that card. Yeah, the card itself might have some value, but then that signature doesn't increase that value unless it's authentic, right? Now we get to offset that problem of just having a QR code, a scannable code to verify it instantly.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So all this shit, man, that's happening, like CryptoKitties, they're the same guys who made NBA Top Shot. Yeah. Yep. And I found out about that company, and then they made their own cryptocurrency. And I was like, holy shit, dude. That thing, I feel like it's going to blow up, you know, with the way like that whole movement has been going. But I find out US citizens can't purchase it. And I was like,
flow.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
You know, I was trying to buy it at like, I think $20, you know, now I think it's trading at like 35, 38. I'm like, why are US citizens always getting shafted out of shit like this, man?
Yeah.
If you had advice for somebody who wanted to get into purchasing NFT, what do you suggest? Like, first of all, how do you buy this art? Where do you buy it at?
So a lot of the times NBA Top Shots, you can use a credit card.
Yeah.
So if you're like, you know, into NBA, maybe you might want to buy some packs because it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
You know, you just buy some packs. They're what, $9 or something?
Yeah, and it ranges anywhere from like 9, 10, 20, you know,
depending
25.
on like
the rarity of the packs.
Yeah. So that would be a good place if you're like, you know, into NBA or want to get into NBA. But a big issue right now is that a lot of the nice NFTs are like really expensive. Mm-hmm. And I don't want that. A lot of people don't want that. Like we want this to be something that everyone can participate in, you know? And you know, on Nifty Gateway, they've really done well. But a lot of the pieces are now like minimum like 500.
Right.
Maybe a little bit less. $500. Yeah, it's like it's a huge barrier to entry, you know?
Yeah. I saw that like you have to apply as an artist if you want to sell your stuff on there.
Yeah, it's really hard to get accepted.
To approve you, you know? And so that pretty much means, if you got a following, we'll you know, sell your shit. If you're nobody, tough luck, buddy. You know?
It's like, it's tough. But they're really going for kind of like the following.
Yeah.
I thought it was like fine because like I really just wanted everyone to start to know about this because 2 months ago really nobody knew.
Right.
Now that's kind of changing, so it's inevitable within the next 6 years. Like literally every single person's gonna like hear like NFT, just like everyone's now like thinks crypto is like kind of legit,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like to answer your question, like getting into it, it's a big barrier to entry right now, and I hope it's gonna move forward. But like right now, you kind of have to have cryptocurrency. The main crypto that people use to buy these pieces is Ethereum, is Ether, because Ether actually made it like possible.
Right,
you know?
right. It's basically off of their technology, right?
Yeah. And so there's going to be progress to try to like make it accessible, but right now it's not, and it's kind of unfortunate. And that's also part of the reason why I made this grants program, because actually to create an NFT is like $100 just because of the cost of to use the network. In the past it was not like this, but because of how much activity is happening on the Ethereum network, it's just becoming like more expensive to use. And so like, you know, creation of an NFT, a mint can range from like $50 to $150 depending on the current network usage. And so like that's a huge barrier for entry for people who want to kind of sell their art. Like it's huge.
Yeah. Especially if you're a struggling artist, you know?
Yeah. And like, you know, if you're not really familiar with crypto, it's really kind of scary, you know? And so there's got to be ways to really kind of like ease people in and to really have opportunity for themselves, you know? And so, yeah, it's tough right now.
What I hope though is that like this doesn't just become like a fad or like a trend, or even worse, there's longevity with it, but it becomes only accessible to the elite, you know? Because that's always been the most ironic thing about art. It's the poorest people who are creating these pieces that the richest people are buying up, you know? That it finds value to the richest and wealthiest people. And as a result, it becomes only reserved for the elite, you know, the 1%ers, 2%ers. Whereas the everyday people really have zero access to that world.
Yeah, and it's gonna be different. Like look at like NBA Top Shots. You know, like if you had bought them for $9 each, that's kind of accessible. But like now, like if you had bought it early, you would have made like so much money. And it's really happening. A lot of people did take that step, kind of like invest in themselves and put their art out there, and people's lives are changing across the world. Like because they couldn't have gotten this money otherwise. You know, and it's awesome.
And I'm sure like more and more platforms are gonna pop up, right? Like for example, you have sites like Behance.net, where it used to just kind of be a digital portfolio for these artists to showcase their stuff, but maybe it can become a marketplace now, right? Like, people would find gigs because people would find their art and then contact them to hire them for a gig. But then now, if you can also have it be a portfolio of your work and work that's for sale, that could be very valuable for just the everyday artist.
That's how I got my logo for my shit.
Oh, there you go.
That shit was expensive as fuck, though. That shit was so fucking expensive. That shit was well, because I wanted to buy, for the logo, I wanted to buy artwork for it, right? And there's this guy that I follow, and I'm like, I'm gonna see how much this shit costs, right? It was, I mean, for a logo, people spend like what, couple $100, but then for him, he was an artist. So I was like, how much is it cost? It's like $3,500. I was like, oh my God, but I really like his work, you know. And then he created a custom piece for this this podcast, and I don't regret it. So it's cool. Now I was like, hey, bro, make the NFT for me because that's mine. You know, it's amazing, right? You know. Well, hey man, what do you want to plug before you sign out?
Well, I guess I already kind of plugged my grants program.
Is that just for like aspiring artists?
Yeah, like if you're like a digital artist, aspiring artist, and you want to really get into the space, we're actually closing applications on the 7th. So you could just literally just submit your artwork, that something that you know you really like, and you want it to be your first mint. And
hey, let's draw a bunch of penises tonight in this.
Man, we're gonna get tonight so fast. He's gonna already know who's it from.
Man, we'll use a pseudonym.
You know, because I know who the fuck this is, dude.
Except
it's just gonna be my name backwards. Divad Os. It's like, yo, come on, guy. But cool. But you said on Twitter is where they could find where you do most of your communication, anyways, right?
Yeah, like the whole like NFT community. Twitter is the most exciting area.
So what's your Twitter?
So, my Twitter is Illest, ILLEST Raider, RATER. then underscore, because apparently someone thought of that before me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the site again for your foundation?
And that's Grants.art.
Grants.art.
Yeah, and I'm just really excited for that. So I think it could really help and change people's lives. So
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
just
this
so
is like
excited.
exciting, man. It's
Yeah.
really exciting to like learn about it at I don't want to say infancy stage exactly, but it's still kind of there.
it's- yeah,
you know?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's a lot of opportunity.
Yeah, well, that wraps up this episode. You guys can find the Genius Brain Podcast every Thursdays and Sundays. You can find Ed at Edric, Ed2. I was about to say Ed Part VP. I keep saying that. You guys fucking, Aaron, no, too many Eds, dude.
All right, I'll speak for myself. You can find me at Ed2, Instagram, Secret Society. Also, cop the gear. Brain 15% off for first time customers.
Yep, and we'll see you all next time.
Peace.
Peace.